Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. Now the market is ripping up here pretty nice here. Dow's up 580. Let's see, the S&P's up 40 and Nasdaq's up 51. So we got a good turnaround Tuesday going here. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy or sell stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin, your daily chart. Okay, so we're ripping up here pretty nice. Now, here we have so far, we have what they call as an inside day. Your high and lows inside the previous day. So on the downside, what we're watching today, we hit this low of 86,135. If we look right to the left here, we had 86.75. That's going to be your next support level. Then we'll come right to the bottom of that candle there. You're looking at 85,200 level. Okay. Now, again, if we start losing that, then we can come right down here to the bottom here. You're looking at 84,790. We have 83,905. We'll come down to the bottom there. You're looking at 83,190 level. And then we'll be looking for this big retest here of that 8750. Okay, that's going to be a big retest. Like obviously, if we lose that, then we can hit this level right here. Looking at 79.55. We'll come down here. You're looking at 78.495. We'll come to the bottom there. You're looking at 76.390. Then we have your big retest down there at that 74.635. If that 87.50 is lost, okay, that's going to be your big target. Now I can see here how we got to this oversold condition situation. Okay, that's what's that. So basically now we have this sideways action and we have a little bit of a bounce off this bottoming tail. Now, what we're really looking for here is some kind of a divergent situation. Right now, there's nothing happening because you got to give it a little bit of time. So if we just look back here to the past, okay, see we have this low, then we have a lower low. See we have this low here, then we have a higher low. See that? This here is positive divergence. That's what we're kind of looking for here if it retests this level on the downside, okay? Now, I'm not saying that it's going to retest it. It might not retest. It might just go sideways here and get above this 8-day. Now, the 8-day is going to be very, very critical because what you're looking at is that 89,732 level, okay? So again, if we can get above that level, then we'll come here to the bottom. You're looking at that 91,315 level, and then we work yourself all the way up here. You have that 93,295 level. Then we have that 93,960 level, and we just venture right on up. 96,145. We'll come to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at that 97,905, and then your key level is going to be that 99,375. That is your 21 estimate. It's going to be very, very key. Now, again, obviously we can get above that. We head for that 200-day at that 103,873, and then we just venture all the way up to the 50-day, that 100-day, and then your big retest up there. But the 8-day is going to be very, very critical. We have to get and close back above again because all you have to do is look to the past here, okay? So once that price is above the 8-day, you can see how nice that it rips up. Okay, once it's below, see what happens, okay? Back up again, see what happens. Below, okay? See, that's the key is you got to get back up the 8-day. We got to get that 8-day to curl right back up here again and maybe take this thing higher. If not, we probably, the odds of be testing that 80, 70, 50 are pretty good. But what we're looking for here is a big buying opportunity. Now, this was a good scalping opportunity in the VITX, and so that was a really good trade. But what we're really looking for a little bit longer term is we're looking for some kind of a positive divergence here on this RSI. Okay, so RSI just not just measures relative strength, but you always want to see that divergence. That's always a very, very good and positive thing, just like we had here, like in the past, with that low and a lower low and a low and a higher low, and then it set it right off in motion, kind of a situation. So right now here, watch that 8-day on the upside. That's going to be very, very key. Big target 87.50 on the downside. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. Here we have Ethereum, however you want to pronounce that. Okay, got the same old thing. See what we have here? Okay, 8-day, 21-day, 50-day. Everything is down sliding. We got to get back above that 8-day. Now you can see here, yesterday we went into it. Today we went into it, but we got to get back and close above it. So 29.71, that's the key. Okay, we get above that, then you got 3,069 level. That's going to be your key. Then we go to the next level. It's going to be your 21-day at 33. 36 level, that's going to be key. And then we can venture up to that 50-day and your 100-day. Now, yes, is there resistance above here? Absolutely. You know, you can just look at the next level above that 200-day is 31.28 level. We come venture up here. You got 32.26 level. We come all the way up there at 32.70 level. But really, realistically, your big target is going to be that 21-day. Then we have to see what the reaction is once you get there. But right now, all you're really watching is that 8-day, very, very key. And then that 200-day sitting at that 3069. That's your upside. Okay, now on the downside, you want to watch obviously is today's low. You're looking at 28.55, and then we'll come down to the bottom here, 27.64, and then we have your retest of 26.27 level. That's going to be very, very key. Okay, now if it doesn't hold that, then we just venture right onto the left here. We come all the way down here. 25.31 level. We can come down here to your 24.04. We have 23.83, and you can venture all the way down here to the bottom at 21.75 level. Okay, if it happens to go all the way down and we lose that key level, that 26.27 level. So right now, watch that 26.27 level on the bottom, that 8-day on the top. That's going to be very, very critical. Okay, now right here we don't have any divergences. See how we have this? We have a low, then we have a lower low, but we have a low. See, we have a lower low. There's no divergences there. That's just doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, so there's no divergence at all. What you want is that low here and then a higher low. Then you have the positive divergence, and that way we can send it up higher. But right now, that's just not what's happening. Okay, so right now the green here is below your red. We're sitting here pretty much here on the bottom. Again, the 8-day is going to be everything on the upside. You have to get close above it, and we have to turn that 8-day so we get that price going above it. Okay, because once it goes below it, this is what happens all the way on down. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. And I can see here, just like an indecision candle, it's really a lot of holding on to nothing. I didn't take any trade today at all in gold or silver because it's really not what you call doing anything, okay? So right now on the downside, you want to watch today's low, 41.43 level, but your key level is going to be that 8-day at 40.89, your 21-day at 40.59, and then your 50-day at 40.15. We lose that, 39.01, that's going to be your target, okay? Upside, very, very easy. We made a high of 41.94 today. Your next level is going to be right up here at 42.15, and then we retest there at 42.50. We crack above it, you're going to go right here. 43.46 is your next resistance, and then 43.98. That's going to be your big breakout. We crack above that, you're going to 4,500. Just that simple. Okay, but right now we still have a good uptrending chart here, and we have a possible cup and handle situation. See how nice this is curving? I thought it was going to curve a little bit sooner, but it looks like it's curving a little bit later. See how we have this cup, this rounded cup here, and now we have the handle formation. So again, the key is closing above that 42.50. That'd be your neckline. Once we crack above that, 43.98 will come very, very quickly. Okay, now here we have 59, plenty of room to run. This was a way over bought condition. Now we're back at normalcy again. The green is still, it looks like it wants to cross over your red. So what I'm watching right now is this 42.50. I might miss a little bit on that trade, but again, I want to see what the reaction is when we get at the 42.50 level. And once we get a crack above it, then we can go all the way up here to that 43.92, 98 here. Very, very easy. I'll jump into GLD. Okay, silver, pretty much the same thing. We had a double top situation, came right down, but now we're consolidating here very, very nicely. Okay, now downside right there. 50.57, very, very easy right there. 49.60, and then obviously your 50-day at 48.37. You can see how nice it held it. Look at this 21-day, how nice it held that 21-day, and then it held that 50-day on that bottoming tail, and now we're making a series of higher highs and higher lows. Very, very nice. Upside, we want to watch 52.18 level. Then we want to come right here. This is going to be key. This is 52.24. You notice that we couldn't get above that so far. Okay, now your next level, you're going to come right up to here as 53.37. Next upside target is going to be 53.76. You always want to watch that left-hand side, and then 54.41. You crack that, you're going 55. Now, way overbought condition. Now we're coming here, normalcy, again, 57. And we've got sideways action, so very, very good. Not overbought, oversold. This could go either direction. So again, downside, watch the 8-day. Okay, we lose that. You're going to go to the 21-day, and we're going to go to the 50-day. That's your downside action. Okay, upside here, just watch the top of that candle. We start cracking above that 52.24. We're going to head to that 54.41 very easily. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. All right, here we have crude oil. Now, this is hanging in actually very, very good kind of a situation. I'm still long the SCO. That's the short. Okay, and I'm just scalping the UCO. Okay, so basically what we had here is what's going on is the peace agreement now. It looks like they're all kind of like in agreement on this peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine. So if the T-Man can get this solved, that would be one really, really good situation that really needs to be taken care of, okay? And I think that would bring oil prices down. Now, again, anything can happen. That's the Middle East. They can sign an agreement today and blow each other up next day. So we don't really know all that kind of situation. But I think Putin wants to get that done, because if he does, then the T-Man is going to take off those sanctions, which is about a quarter off those two big oil companies, which is about a quarter of what Russia is getting for money-wise, okay? So they want to make sure that they can get that taken care of. So I think they're going to get this eventually worked out. I can see we have a nice, good downtrending situation. Now, we put this lower low in here today, but you notice that it's holding at 57.38, which is basically bottom of that candle right there, okay? So it's holding that. It came down below, so now we have the sideways consolidation. So right now, you're watching that 57.38, and then we'll watch today's low, looking at the 57.10, and then we come down here. You're looking at 56.35, and then we have 55.96, and then we lose that, you have 55.12. You lose this, 53, 50, 40, 47, and we can go all the way down to 43, okay? That's what we got situation-wise. Now, upside, right now, we're watching that 8-day at 59.14. We're watching 59.69, and we're watching that 50-day at 60.58. That's going to be a very, very critical, because how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, and you couldn't crack that 50 SMA to go higher to your next level, which is 100-day, 200-day, and then we have the retest, okay? But right now, we have a downtrending action until we don't, kind of a situation, okay? So right now, for me, this is just a really good traders market kind of a situation. That's all I'm doing. I got the SEO on. It's pretty much like a hedge, and then I just scalp on the UCO kind of a situation. So I got a long short position that I've been trading here. It's been working out very well, very well. So we'll just watch that 57.38. We lose that, we could come down to that 55.96 very, very quickly here. Now remember, as far as crude oil goes, Saudi Arabia and OPEC, they're just pumping and pumping and pumping here. Now they'll have their meeting here probably first couple, 3-4 days of December. But right now, they're probably going to hold off. They're not going to be adding any more oil. But right now, you got a pretty good glut going. And the key is going to be to get some kind of a peace agreement here between Russia and Ukraine. Get this finalized for one, and get this done and over. Same way with Israel and Hamas there. If they can get this all settled out, kind of a situation, I think crude oil will come down very, very hard. Now, again, anything that can happen. That's why I like trading crude. So on the upside, just watch that 8-day, watch that 21-day. But the key level is watch that 50 SMA here. That's going to be very, very critical. All right, let's take a look now at natural gas. Here we have natural gas. Okay, so now you can see here how it's working it like a circus monkey. All right, so we had this high at 4.68. We made another high there at 4.675. Today we made a high at 4.678, but you got to get and close above that 4.68. You can't just run into it. This is why I use these price channels. All these blue lines here are just price channels, and then it shows it very, very easily that you just can't get through it. If you can get through that, then obviously just look to the left of the chart, 490. That's your target. Okay, just that simple. Then we have to see what the reaction is once you get there. Now, it's not going to go straight up if it breaks above that. But, I mean, you all go to these targets of 475, 480, 485. And then at 490, that's going to be the key. Okay. Now, here, we got the 8-day kind of rolling over here. But that doesn't mean nothing. They tried to roll over here, and then it went up again. Now it rolled over. So right now, we're sitting right on that 8-day. That's going to be key. It's 4.47. Now, today, we had that low. 4.39. Your next level is going to be right here at 4.35, and then we have that right there at 4.31, and then we have your retest down here at 4.23. Okay, so right now we got a lot of really, really good support going on here. So just watch that 8-day and that 21-day. So realistically, what you're trading is between the 8-day and you're trading that 4.68 level. Okay, so you can scalp it in both directions, and that's exactly what I did today. I got UNG got as low as 1358. And as high as 13.99. I got a little bit late. Okay, so but I end up I scalped 25 cents out of UNG with 5,000 shares, but then I jumped in that KOLD because I could see where it just did not hit this level, and then it came right on down here. So KOLD, I scalped that there, and I got a 1.5. It's already up here 2.25 points. But I got a 1.5 out of that, so I was very, very satisfied with that. So 1.5 plus the other 20, so 1.75. Points basically on the long and on the short. Now remember, if you're trading UNG or if you're trading KLD, those are 24-hour day trades. Say we're at the UCO, SEO. So they start at Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and you can trade all the way till Friday night at 8 o'clock, okay? So those are 24-hour trades, just like most of the stuff is today, that you can just go there and trade it, okay? So just always remember that, 24 hours. Just because I post a video here at X amount of time, that doesn't mean that's when I'm on there actually trading. Okay, I trade here. A lot of times, most of my stuff is done here pre-market and aftermarket. That's always very, very good trading and look for opportunity. Okay, now we're sitting here just sideways. This is basically just consolidation. That's all we really have here. We have you're down here at the 62, so we're not overbought in any way. The green is here below you. We have a sideways action, but we're coming into this time of the year, and I'm talking about some big heavy snow coming in and cold weather coming in. So that could use support natural gas very good and take it actually higher. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the indexes. All right, here we have the indexes, your Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq. So let's just beef her up a little bit here. Okay, so you can see here where we had this Dow had a really nice good stair step all the way and up here. Then finally it says, okay, that's enough of that shit. Came all the way down, but look where it went, right down to that 100-day, and look how nice that 100-day held. Okay, she's a beaut, Clark. Okay, so now yesterday we went up into the 8-day and into the 50-day. Today we have this nice good rally, but where to go? Right into that 21-day. So watch that 47.70. Very, very key. Now, again, if we can get above all that level, then what we do, we can come up to the next level here. You're looking at 47.380 level. And then what we do is you can venture right on up here to the top of there, 48.40, and then your 48.431. That's your big target. So just use these price channels here. Say that's going to be resistance, okay, all the way on up here. And then on the downside, that can become nice, good support. But right now, you can see you held that 100-day. Beautiful, okay? And we went right into that 21-day. So let's see how that shakes out here tomorrow. Now, the volume is getting a lot lower here this week. Remember, you only got today and tomorrow, and then we have a half day on Friday, and we're off Thursday for the Thanksgiving holiday. Now, we take a look here at the OS&P, and it's the same thing. Came all the way down. What did it do? Hold the 100-day. Yeah, this candle, yeah, did it go lower? Yeah, but where did it close? Above the 100-day. Okay, look at that. See, this is why you trade the charts. It's all right here. It's a roadmap. Okay, so if you know this in advance where it's going to go, how much money could you make? Now, popped above the 8-day, went right into the 50-day yesterday, and now look at here, went right into the 21-day, and that's where we're stuck at, 67.54. Now, you got to get above that. If you can, then we'll come right up to there, top of that level, 67.70 level, okay? And then what we'll do is we just keep venturing right on up here, okay? You got the 67.74 level, we'll come up here at 68.28. We'll come up to the top of that candle, 68.69. Then we'll come up to that 69.20, which is your retest, but you got to get above that 21-day in order to do that. But we have a nice, good bounce right off the 100-day, just like we had here. All right, let's save the Nasdaq, see what that does, okay? All right, look at this. Right there's the 100-day. Okay, so I always say if it loses that 8-day, the next is a catch-all, the 21-day. Loses that, you got the 50-day. Loses that, you got the 100-day. Okay, so we start losing that, come all the way down here to that 200-day, but look how nice that held on all three charts. Beautiful. Okay, so now it cracked up above that 50-day yesterday. Where'd it go? Right into the 50-day. Okay, right to the 50-day. Boom. Just like what it did yesterday here. Okay, just like what it did yesterday there. Right to the 50-day. Now what we're looking for, this is not as strong as the other ones. The other ones, the S&P and the Dow, went right to the 21-day. This did not so far. Okay, so again, what you're watching is today's high at that 22,992 level. But really, realistically, this is what you're looking for at 23,135. That's it. That's going to be the key. Next level, we'll come right up to this level here. This is that 23,564 level. Then we have this gap all the way up here at 23,644. And then we look for the fill, the bottom of the candle, 23,764. And then your retest at 24,19. But again, 21 days can be very, very strong. Just look at the other charts, how strong that was. Okay. Now, usually the Dow will have a nice, good run up. And then it kind of staggers. And same way with the S&P. And then it gives a chance here for the Nasdaq. So I'm really thinking that this Nasdaq could come up here to this 21-day, and we have to see how that shakes out. So for me right now, I am long the TQQQs, okay? That did a really nice split 2-for-1. That was trading at $100-some. Now you're trading at 51.28. That's one of my favorite trades. It's a basket of everything. It's got NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Palantir, Netflix, Tesla, Costco, and on and on. And it pays a small dividend. But I say TQQ is a really, really, really good one that I really like to trade. That's very good. Now, again, TQQ's got as low as 49.08 today. Okay. I was watching on a 5-minute chart, and I got into that thing at 49.20, and now you're sitting at 51.30. So really, really good trading. Even though you say, this is a slower week as the holiday week, it's still a trade here. You know, I'll be here Friday for that half a day. Anytime the market is open, I'm here. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now, I will be back tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.